Right, so the last thing I want to talk about is actually knowing how to sell it. So before I spoke about the structure and how we, structure most of our chats, every chat if we can, for maximum revenue. But now what you need to understand, knowing how to sell it, okay? So the first question you want to ask yourself is, what does the fan actually want? Now this is down to data/notes, okay? So this is where you need to be taking notes of your fans. I've said this before, I'm going to say it again. You have to be asking your fans for preferences. You can quite literally just ask them, what is it that you like about me? Whatever that is, write that down within the notes and only give that person more of what he wants. And keep asking, what more do you like? The more you can get out of someone, the more you can just sell to that person, okay? So the more data that you have, the more notes that you have of a fan, you can sell way quicker. It's like, imagine you have person A and person B. Person A you know absolutely nothing about, but person B you literally have notes, that you have like 10 pages full of stuff that you know about them. Who do you think is going to be easier to sell to? The person that you know nothing about or the person that you know everything about? It's the exact same with this, but down to the preferences, you can actually start playing on that with the content you are creating. So we have a thing where we look at all of our models, we look at their 10 to 15 top whales, the top spenders, and we look at their notes, and then we look, right, what do these guys actually want? And then we get our models to create more content specific for that, because when it comes down to selling them, and it comes down to our point number 2, which is scenario-based chatting, when it comes to creating a storyline, we have the specific content based off our highest spenders' preferences, okay? So when it comes to scenario-based chatting, you need to be running your fans through a story. You need to be making them believe that they are literally speaking to a model right now, here and then. As if you're on Snapchat. Imagine you are speaking to someone on Snapchat and it gets a little bit flirty, it gets a little bit tense. Just imagine that scenario. You need to be recreating that within your chats. You need to be running them through a storyline to where they are so invested in this conversation, they cannot think about anything else but this chat right now. And the only way you're going to do that is by creating a story. So a couple of things, you need to make sure that your story actually matches your pay-per-view. So if you say that it's, you're gonna go to sleep right now and you're watching Netflix, it's late at night, but you send a picture and it's clear there's natural daylight and it's daytime because the model, when she recorded that script, was in the morning. That's gonna ruin everything, because the fans then gonna think, hang on, you're in the UK, it's 10 p.m. right now, it's pitch black, but you've just sent me a picture when it's daylight. That doesn't make sense. If you're a model as well and you are creating scripts, make sure that there's no natural daylight, because you don't want to you want to be able to use that script whenever, okay? So you need to make sure your story matches the pay-per-views you are actually sending, and everyone knows this, but if you don't know this, you always start your first pay-per-view low ticket, $10 to $20. This is not to make money. This is just to initiate the transaction of the actual script. You want to make sure that the fan isn't thinking about the price. He's just thinking about the storyline, because he wants to see what happens at the end. And the only way you're going to get fans constantly spending 200 is once you've actually got them hooked into a storyline, because at that point, they don't actually care about how much they're spending. They're just invested in the story and they want to know what happens at the end. But that is everything, to my knowledge. I think that is everything I wanted to speak about on how we doubled our creators' earnings from 7K to 17K in 30 days, just by understanding these basic thoughts that I've explained in this video. If this has been of any value to you and you've enjoyed this video, please don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and I will see you on the next one.